So right now, Mr. Sami Ulla, who is the CEO of Manipal Group of Schools, will take the stage and talk about blockchains, AI, and global trends in education.
Very good morning to my dear colleagues and friends from education fraternity. It's my pleasure to be amongst you, and great to be here. Thanks to Mr. Divya Prakash and his EdTech team. So my topic for the day is blockchain, artificial intelligence, and global trends. So we've been hearing only about technology since morning. So I'm sure for many of them it must be very interesting. A couple of them okay, and some of them it must be a little boring, right? But believe me, it's what the future is all about. The technology has already come into our lives. So I'll be a little dwelling. See, a blockchain it's a very easy technology. So the moment you hear blockchain, I don't know how many of you have heard bitcoins here in this. Oh, okay. Blockchain technology, okay, few of them. Artificial intelligence, oh, quite a few. Okay, good. So it makes my job a little easy. Okay, so talking about technology here, yesterday I was planning to, I wanted to book a Uber cab. I was in Mumbai, so I booked it and I called up that guy and asked him, the driver, how long does it take for you to reach? So he said 15 minutes. So I said, but the app shows 2 minutes. So this guy says, sir, फिर आप पकड़ के चले जाओ ना. So who is right here? Is the driver right or is the technology right? You know, that's a debate. Anyway, I'll move forward. As we the agenda for today is I've split this whole thing into 3 modules: blockchain, artificial intelligence, and global trend. I could see that very few know about blockchain and Bitcoin, so I'll spend more time on that and fairly a lesser time on artificial intelligence and I've got too many slides, so if my time permits, I'll go through all, otherwise I may have to skip. So what's this technology? We've been hearing about this since morning. Is it a lot of things keep coming, you know, artificial, blockchains and mobile apps, and then we have neurosciences, deep learning, there are hundreds and hundreds such type of technologies coming. Is it really a monster, a tsunami that is coming and trying to flood us up? Believe me, we as educators, I'm an educationist. I run 300 schools in and around across the globe. So I can feel the pain, I can feel the pinch of what's happening. But unfortunately for us, for educationists, we are the last people to adopt technology. Actually, we should be the first to do it, okay? Because we teach, we should also be learners. But unfortunately, I go to a principal and ask, Madam, shall we do it? He says, no, I think it's too tough, Everything is going fine. Why do you want to disturb this whole thing? Change management. That lacks in our community a lot. So I'm coming from your own, so I'm part of you here when I'm talking, okay? So it's like an anecdote. I just remember, it's like a nice guy he's just going around and he enters a small village where he sees suddenly everyone running and running scared, and this guy goes and asks, what's happening? So he says, we look, monster in our field. So he looks there and sees it's just a watermelon which these people haven't known before. So he wants to show them it's just a fruit. So he goes, cuts it open and eats. So he felt that he would get a big applause, trying to prove them that it's not a monster. So instead they start chasing him again, saying, you're a bigger monster. So is that what monster that we are feeling the technology is? So my challenge today is to take you through and say, no, it's really not. There are 2 ways to guide, okay? If someone comes and asks you for a path, you say, okay, take that right, take the signal left, and again go right, you'll get your destination. The other way is come along with you, right? Go along. So these are 2 ways to do it. So I'll rather try to do the second one with you in my next 20 minutes. I've already lost 5 minutes there, okay? That's okay. So we are all connected in our lives, right? We are connected by the technology. We are connected everywhere. We have a mobile phone 24 hours with us, and we have to live with it. So connected are with two things. One is connected with another individual, okay, like your social media, your WhatsApp, and that's the connection we have with human beings, with someone else. So you can still sit at home and order food. A guy will give you. You can still order. We can book our tickets. We can book our cabs. We can do a whole lot of things with a mobile phone. Also, we are also connected with machines. Machines here, I mean, like IoT. You know what IoT is? Internet of Things. It is controlling my AC. Sitting here, I can control my AC in my house. I can control my refrigerator in my house. So it's this whole lot of connections happening, and it's taking away, it's becoming part of our life. We can't stay without it. So as we go connected, the technology is also growing very fast. It's really growing very fast. So how can we incorporate this not only in our personal lives, also in our profession as a teacher, as an educationist? Before I proceed, I want to talk a bit about, when I'm talking about education, something about the systems. I know many of you know what system is. It's processes. How we define our process in our daily life. I'm trying to bring you towards my topic, okay? So systems is, processes define, the tasks define, and who's responsible for it, and what is the time frame. So if we have systems in our school, only then we'll be able to run it very smoothly, very systematically. We should have academic plans, we should have lesson plans, daily lesson plans, we should have a proper intervention systems. Apart from academics, we should also have admission plan systems, then we should have transportation systems, we should have systems everywhere. And our systems, the more better we are systematic, the more easier for us to run our school. It's like a transmission unit in a car. How many of you know how to drive a car? It becomes a lot more easy for you to understand. Transmission is about the gears. You shift the gears to adjust your speed. You have a clutch to change your gears. You have your accelerator to control your speed, and of course you have a brake to stop whenever you want. Okay, it's like that. A system will take care of your school like that. If you are academics, you have a curriculum. A curriculum could be from any board. Curriculum could be of your own. And there's a delivery. Delivery is where we are talking about the systems. How do you deliver it effectively? Okay, for your car to move, for your school to move. Okay, so now something called auto gear. You've heard auto gears? There's no clutch there, right? It's all automatic. So who controls? The auto gear controls your entire efficiency of your speed. So this auto gear comes from the technology. Okay, this is what is technology that enables you to run a school. You have systems, you have defined systems. You want to do it manually, you have a manual gear. You want to do it automatically, you have an auto gear. The more you incorporate technology, it is more useful for you. Okay. Now, what is the right technology is what you need to perhaps find out. Okay. So not that every technology will enable. It's really a pain. Some technology. I do understand that when we are implementing. So it should be an enabler for you. It should help you in moving forward, really go work efficiently, make your teacher's job very effective, make your students meet your parents' expectations and children's learning outcomes. So we have a very defined role as a school. Okay, so does any system helps us in managing those defined roles, and how technology can help us do it more efficiently. So this is our challenge. We should keep looking out for these kind of elements in a technology. Okay. Coming to blockchain, which is my first module. Before I enter blockchain, which looks very scary. Okay. We know about WhatsApp, right? All of us use WhatsApp. Okay. If you see on the left side is an architecture of a WhatsApp, which we never realized. So this is the back-end thing that is happening when we are using a WhatsApp. So you have a mobile user, one mobile user to another. The reason I'm saying is this is what technology is. There is something which is actually working behind you, which you wouldn't know, but makes your job very easy. So all of us are using, when we are sitting here, I know many of them would be still using WhatsApp. Yes. So that's the left part. But behind that, if you see, there are Ejabot, application servers which controls all this, then amnesia cluster, database cluster, which takes care of all your databases. Your database is your content, your media files, your documents, everything hits those very, very nicely and instantly it gets pushed. So there's something called GCM and APNS there. GCM is a Google Cloud messaging for Android application, and APN is Apple push notification. So the moment you come on internet, you get flooded with messages from WhatsApp, right? That's a push technology, okay? So the server is trying to push. Then something called CDN is there in the right bottom where it caches all. You know what cache? CACH, it keeps in record, it's geographically, that's a technology. It is there everywhere in India. It may be hundreds point of presence, POPs are there, which keeps all the records, and the moment you switch it on, and everything gets pushed. So this technology working behind, for what? For making your job very easy as a user of WhatsApp. So something similar, then we have features. What are the features of WhatsApp? It's one-on-one chat, and okay, contact, actual and presence listing, store, and group chats and privacy settings. All these are enabled. All these are provided because there's a huge lot of technology working behind your mobile app, okay? Something what? Okay, I'll go take one more step further. There's an authorization process whenever you are using a credit or a debit card, okay? So these are there are 6+ parties who are involved in your one single transaction, whether you're doing online payment or you're going to a shop and doing through a point of sale. So if you swipe a card, okay, the money has to go to a merchant, right, who's the second. If you are the first player there, the second player is the merchant. But the money doesn't come so easily, okay? It has to pass through a process. So then the moment you swipe a card on his point of sale machine, okay, it goes to the acquirer. Acquirer is a merchant's account holder. Okay. For example, I'll take it as a Canara Bank. So the merchant's account is at Canara Bank. Okay. Now from there, is it just 6 minutes left? My God. Okay. I haven't crossed even half. Is 6 minutes left? Okay. Then I need to really rush. 70, okay, there are 6 parties here. If you say acquirer bank, then it goes to a Visa network. So the Visa would know where the issuing bank is a customer's bank account. Okay, so maybe it's an SBI. So then it goes to an SBI. From there it goes back to the Visa, and then there's an OTP coming to you. Is it a genuine transaction? So there are 7-8 parties involved here, okay? So if I'm talking about a blockchain, I'll really move fast. So it's not the 6-7 parties, not the 17-20 steps, doesn't take 4 days to settle. I can go on only in this to explain you how it takes 4 days and 17 steps, but just let us move forward. So what the blockchain does is it only goes to the card holder and a merchant. Okay, all the other gets replaced. Now if you see in this picture, there's intermediaries in between. I'll go a little fast, please. If you do not understand, I'm there till on the offline, okay? Let me see, whomever can catch, it can catch. So there's intermediaries like banks, we have corporations like Visa and all, then the government regulators like RBI, okay? So these are intermediaries. So why do we bank on them is on the left, you see, establish trust. The bank, we have trust on our bank, okay? They verify our identities, whether if you give a check, if you use it, whether we are a real person, genuine person. They provide us security, prevent fraud, they help us in reconciling whom we are paying the amounts, process transactions, all our transactions are processed, and keep records of all our transactions, okay? The flip side of that is, the bad side of that is, it's a centralized, vulnerable to attack, or attack failures. A lot of banks get attacked, hacked, which we will never come to know. They lose a lot of money. Then there are scams. I mean, we have been hearing for last 15, 20 days only about that in our newspapers. So these are the flip, the higher cost and slow incremental changes. So all this is a problem. If we avoid that intermediary and become face-to-face, so much of all these, the right-hand part is gone. So that's what the blockchain is all about, okay? So it all started, I'll make it as simple as possible, although the technology part is a little complicated, but I would still want you to know it. So maybe sometime if you're reading or someone can say, yeah, I did attend a session and I know a little more about blockchain than you. So it's a blockchain. It started in 2006, basically for a Bitcoin application. You can go and Google what Bitcoin is all about. You have to do it if you don't know. It started in 2006 as a currency. Currency is Bitcoin was used as a currency for payment distribution system. It was like a reward system. They used to buy Bitcoins and they used to sell, they used to trade. Then the 2.0, that's the next version of blockchain, came for contracts. Contracts is more for agreements and for loans, for mortgages. So that is how the 2.0. Now we are in the world of blockchain 3.0, where all the applications coming towards the application for industries, like all our systems are getting translated into a better blockchain. Okay, so blockchain is all about records. It's really a disruptive technology. You know what disruptive technology is? It's the disruption that a technology. Uber is a destructive technology. The moment Uber came and it's all gone, all the taxis, auto guys, the moment email came, it was disruptive. All the postal services got affected. The moment WhatsApp came, even email is getting affected now. Half of my emails I'm using WhatsApp. It's instant, right? So that's all disruptive. So this is going to be, it'll come to us. It's already happening in other parts of the world in education, okay? I'll tell you how it's happening in education. It's very sooner or later, it's going to take us full on. So I wish we people get to know as an educationist what really this monster is all about, okay? So it's decentralized, it's public, it's not centralized. Today we are using cloud applications. We have an ERP, we have a whole lot of other applications in technology, which is cloud, which is stored in a single place. Now this distributes, this is decentralized, it doesn't happen once. So if any hacking is happening, for example, for a bank account, it gets affected by doing it at one place. Whereas if it is a distributed system, I'll tell you what it means. It is impossible to hack that, okay? It's a comprehensive, I'll move on. Before we move, I want you to understand what a ledger is. How many are accountants here? You know what ledger? Student ledger, fees ledger, okay? So our accounts ledger. Ledger is a transaction. It's a list of all transactions, okay? It has a transaction number, is an ID. An accountant would know better. Then there's a date and time. Then who is the receiver and who is the giver, okay? Who is the creditor, who is the debitor? So it happens. What money or asset, what gets shifted from one place to another. These are all documented, is the ledger. So this is a very important element in our blockchain, okay? I was talking about distributed ledgers. So here, what if you see in the top part is a centralized entity. Okay. Now, for example, if it is a cash, if it is currency, the centralized entity here is the bank. Okay. Who is the authorizer? Who stores all your records? If it is properties, land records, is the government, right? If it is students' portfolios, it's the school. If it is stocks and shares, is the stock. They are the entities, they are the companies who keep records of all these things. So that's the top part. Now what happens, it gets decentralized. Okay, so each one keeps the record of whoever are connected. It's not controlled by a single entity like a bank or like a university or like a government. So it's like this, okay? So if it is a centralized one, it has only one key, right? So one key, very easy to hack if you know how to do it. So if we have to make it a little stronger, what do we need to do? Increase the number of keys, okay? So as we increase the number of keys, it becomes more secured, more stronger, more difficult to hack, more difficult to edit, more difficult to change. These are all documents. I'm talking about very important records. Records like students' performance, report cards, records like our balance sheets. These are all records, these are all documents, okay? All this is to do with the data. So we are, all this today, it is in a centralized system if you're talking about a cloud application. So the move, 2 minutes you're giving me, very good, okay. Okay, so it's very difficult to wind it up in 2 minutes, but still. It is a peer-to-peer. It's from one person to who are all connected, managed by a cryptography. Instead of a bank managing your cash, it is a cryptography which manages. I wish I could explain you all this. It is a buyer on the left-hand side and a seller on the right-hand side and a whole lot of automated program. Blockchain has a hash cryptography which automates your intermediary who's supposed to control this. It's all automated. Not a bank is not going to do it. So this is how the center portion would look like. It is written in smart contracts. It's a program. Blockchain is actually a software where you write a program to say that yes. For example, there's a fee. I've given that example. If a fee has to be paid on 5th of every month, the blockchain goes to his account, takes out the money, and puts it into the school account. So easy, right? The moment I talk about fees, it's very exciting. So it's like that. So anyone wants his certificates to be evaluated, it is done automatically. University doesn't come into picture, money, bank doesn't come into picture. So this is a smart contract built into the software of blockchain. Privacy is handled. This is how our records are done. Okay, so a person who does it, he self-attests that first. Then we have a verification authority who does it once, and he's one entity. Similarly, like that, we have a lot of locks, lot of people who are doing this authentications. I'll move on. This is ultimately what the blockchain is all about, a person sending a record to another person for a transaction. It's all authenticated and kept at a single place. These are benefits to the institution. Okay, I'll skip this. Coming to artificial, we know about metacognition, right? This metacognition is what do we know about what we actually know? Cognition, what do we know? Then meta-evaluation. My time is up. Okay, so artificial is a program. It mimics like a human being, it behaves like a human being, and it is able to evaluate each one of us. So artificial intelligence, we have already seen that in Google Assistant is an Siri, in Apple it's an artificial intelligence, but we are moving forward. Everything will be managed by like your surgeries, we have driverless cars, all that happening. Similarly, in the education segment, we see automated grading happening and support to teachers in terms of basic information. Automatically, it all happens to a child. It becomes a tutor towards, all this is happening, okay? And very soon, another 2 to 3 years, we'll see this coming into our classrooms, coming into our daily lives. And these are all various things that we are using for education purpose. There's a global trend. By 2020, we'll be all will be managed by the computers, okay? So I'll end up with the last slide. It's by a very spiritual guru, says, what you seek is seeking you. You were born with wings, why prefer to crawl through life, okay? So if we are serious in what we are doing, believe me, it's too much to be done and too little time left. Thank you very much for your patience.